Hello and welcome to the second video for exercise 12 of chapter 4. Okay, where to start? I like to lay out, even sketch what is expected and break it down into distinct components, thinking about separation of concerns and potential reusability. In the previous video you saw this in action, so if you were given this as a challenge, how would you break it down into components? Well, we know we are going to use signals, so that's one component. We also are thinking about separation of concerns, right? Typically, we would manage or organize in the main component, and we will do that. What else? Well, we have category and products on first screen, so that's a component or possibly two, one for products, one for category. Then we have the shopping cart screen, sounds like another component. And we have checkout, a final component. Now, that's a very quick breakdown, and one item not mentioned is the data. Let's have a quick look at the data. It's a JSON file in static data, and the format shows categories as keys, and the value is an array of products with several properties. We are going to extract the keys for the drop-down and then extract the products for the selected key to be displayed. Since we will have several components, I created a cart subfolder in Chapter 4 and all, but the main component will be located in the cart folder. I will start with the signals file, cartsignals.svelte.js in the cart subfolder. You will be familiar with signals files now. You define signals with $state and then export functions for getters and setters. Here we extend this a little by first declaring constants for the cart flow, which will control the flow of the components, i.e. what's visible, what's not, and a constant to reset the cart items. Next, we have the familiar declaration of signals using $state. Now, for the cart items, we are going to call a function to initialize the data using local storage. This is in case items are added and you leave and return later, you want to see what you chose already, data persistence. We will get to that function and others shortly. Next, we have several basic getters and settlers for the signals defined. Nothing new there. Then we have several functions, which I want to skip over for a minute as I want to show first the local storage functions at the bottom. Essentially, we have a getter which returns an array of the local storage item named cart items using .getItem, a setter using .setItem, to update local storage, and a function that will remove the cart items from local storage. Note that these are not exported as they are just used internally in signals. Okay, let's take a quick look at the other functions. Function setSelectedCategory sets the selected category signal to the first 0 category, which we will use as the default for the category drop-down and initial products displayed. Function getProductsByCategory, self-explanatory. Function addToCart checks for existing product and increments quantity if found otherwise, adds, pushes, to cart items. Please note that the setCartItems is not essential here as we are within the scope of the cart item signal, but always use the setters, not direct mutation outside of the signal scope. The function then updates the local storage. Function handleQuantityChange. May look more complex, but all that is going on here is like addToCart. We increment decrement, and if quantity is 1 then decrement removes item from cart. We use a setter to ensure reactivity, updating cart item signal and then update local storage. Function removeFromCart filters out item to remove. Next, we have reset functions for cart, data, and cart flow. Function getCartItemQuantity find and returns the quantity of a particular product in the cart. And lastly, the local storage functions, which we already touched on. You might have noticed that keeping these local storage functions separate allows a simple call to these functions where the cart is being updated. Now, if I wanted to reuse these, I could easily keep these as separate exported global signals with a parameter instead of hard-coding cart items. Always consider whether your components could be reusable and make them more generic. Okay, well, that was quite a few functions there. As you start coding a solution, these likely would not all be obvious upfront unless you did a detailed analysis of the requirements of each component, and it would be fine to create the basic functions and then build on this as you develop your other components. Okay, and we will cut this video here as it's already long enough. In the next video, I will review the main component. See you there.